Good afternoon. I'm 14 First Alert meteorologist Arden Gregory. Here's a live look at the view from the 14 News Studio tower camera. Our skies have been kind of gray and gloomy looking all day today because we had wildfire smoke in the upper levels of the atmosphere, giving the sky a very gray, hazy look, even when it was sunny this morning. But now, in addition to the wildfire smoke, we have clouds building in across the tri-state. We'll continue to see increasing clouds through this afternoon and evening. Then rain rolls in late tonight and continues into early Saturday. But as we go through the day on Saturday, we'll then have clearing conditions and cooler air moving into the tri-state, turning it into a really beautiful fall-like weekend. But that cool down, it doesn't last very long at all. By the middle of next week, we could be talking about the 90s again. Here are the clouds and the rain that we've been tracking coming in from the west. So that rain making its way through Missouri right now, but you can see some of the clouds already pushing into the tri-state. It is going to become mainly cloudy as we go through this afternoon and evening. I can't rule out a stray shower somewhere in the tri-state, but I really think most of us are going to stay dry all the way up through those Friday night football games. Mainly after midnight is when that rain really starts to pick up, and then we've got scattered showers and maybe even a few thunderstorms possible during the second half of the night and into early Saturday morning. So most of this rain will fall while folks are sleeping. That rain will then push off to the southeast as we go through Saturday morning. So especially in western Kentucky, may still have some rain hanging around into the time of the day where folks would actually be getting up and about. But in general, we'll see those skies clearing pretty quickly. And by lunchtime, I think we'll have sunshine across the entire tri-state. And if not by then, certainly by early in the afternoon. So especially in western Kentucky, some clouds and maybe even some rain Saturday morning, but clearing by the afternoon. The farther north you are, the earlier that rain is going to move out and the sooner you're going to get the sunshine. As for the thunderstorm chances, yesterday we had very briefly added a first alert weather day as there was that chance in western Kentucky we could see some severe weather. But even yesterday, you may remember I was really mentioning that the greater risk of severe weather seemed to be to our southeast, and we're now becoming more and more confident in that. So that first alert weather day has actually been canceled, as now most of the tri-state is really just outlooked for general run-of-the-mill garden variety thunderstorms if we get any storms at all tonight. There is still that level 1 risk just barely clipping the tri-state in Hopkins, Muhlenberg, and Ohio counties there, but the better chance of seeing any kind of severe weather today stretches from Ohio and West Virginia down through eastern and central Kentucky and then down into Tennessee. So really it looks like the severe weather will stay southeast of the tri-state tonight. Then there is that chance of rain lingering into Saturday morning. There is that risk for just some general thunderstorms, again, mainly just on the far southern end of our western Kentucky counties into Saturday morning. But in general, we'll see clearing skies as we go through the day on Saturday. If we do happen to get any stronger storms overnight tonight, the concern is maybe an isolated damaging wind gust or a little bit of hail. We're not worried about tornadoes or flooding really with this system. As for the flood chances, you'll notice most of the tri-state probably going to pick up less than 1/4 inch of rain from this system. So it does not look like it's going to have a lot of heavy rain. Most of this will be lighter scattered showers. But really at this point, we'll take any rain we can get because much of the tri-state is currently under moderate drought conditions. So we really need the rain. We got some, just a couple days ago as that rain rolled through on Wednesday night into Thursday morning. We've got another shot at some rain tonight into tomorrow morning, but it just doesn't look like it's going to be very much. And it's also the only shot we've got for quite a while. You can definitely tell we've got some cooler air flowing in from the northwest. We've got low to mid 80s across western Kentucky and Madisonville and Greenville. Most of us are sitting somewhere in the mid to upper 70s though. It's currently 78 in Evansville, 79 in Owensboro. We'll probably tack on a couple more degrees this afternoon, so we'll sit somewhere right around the 80-degree mark as the kids are getting off the bus this afternoon. And then we'll drop back through the 70s this evening. Again, I can't rule out a stray shower at some point late this afternoon and evening, but most of us will stay dry all the way up through those Friday night football games. So for Friday night football, cloudy but mainly dry, temperatures in the low to maybe mid 70s at kickoff and then dropping back through the 60s as the games go on. That rain kicks in mainly after midnight tonight. Temperatures will bottom out in the mid to upper 50s by early Saturday morning. Then on Saturday, we've got that chance of rain in the morning, but then as that moves out, cool, dry air comes in from the northwest. Saturday afternoon will be sunny, but very fall-like, with temperatures only making it into the mid-70s, and we've got highs in the mid-70s on Sunday as well. And look at those overnight lows dipping into the upper 40s to low 50s. You'll notice this cool down doesn't last very long though. By Monday, our wind direction will begin to shift and warmer air will start to flow back in from the south, pushing our highs back into the upper 70s to around 80 Monday. Then we're back in the mid-80s by Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, looking at highs in the upper 80s to maybe even 90 degrees. I would find it very believable that some of us could hit 90 during the second half of next week. Looking beyond that then, from September 13th, that's next Saturday, so we're a full week away now. Saturday, September 13th up through the 19th, still showing a trend towards slightly above average temperatures along with below average precipitation. So while we did get some rain earlier this week and we've got one more shot at rain tonight, it really looks like those drier conditions are going to take over starting this weekend and continuing through the middle of the month, which is not great news for those drought conditions that we're battling. As for the tropics, still keeping an eye on this system out in the Atlantic that has a 90% chance of developing into a tropical cyclone. That would be Gabrielle if it does develop into a named storm there, which it is expected to. It just hasn't done so yet. Switching around to the other ocean though, out in the Pacific, we are tracking Hurricane Kiko. It was a Category 4 storm yesterday. It has weakened to a Category 3. Currently has winds of 115 miles per hour, and you may be wondering why I'm talking about a storm way out in the middle of the Pacific, and it's because of that right there. That storm is headed straight for Hawaii. Now thankfully it is going to weaken as it heads that way, and by the time it gets to the islands it's expected to be down to just a tropical storm, but still some strong winds, heavy rain, and very rough waters expected for the Hawaiian Islands as we get into next week and Kiko moves that direction. So here's your 7-day forecast. We've got that chance of rain overnight tonight into Saturday morning. By lunchtime on Saturday, though, this is clearing out of here and sunny skies take over. And then when I say sunny skies take over, they really take over. We've got sunshine from Saturday afternoon all the way through the end of next week, and under all that sunshine our temperatures also gradually warm up. So really nice and fall-like this weekend. Highs in the mid-70s, lows in the upper 40s to low 50s, but by Monday we gradually start to warm up, and by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week it's not going to feel like fall anymore, as we'll be looking at highs in the upper 80s to maybe even around 90 degrees in some locations, which is a little warmer than normal for this time of year when our highs are normally in the low to mid 80s. All right, I'm not seeing any questions today, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, but don't go anywhere. Jamie French and Robinson Miles will be right back with your latest news headlines.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices. Live from 14 News, this is a 14 Digital News Desk update.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us for the 2:30 streaming show. I'm Jamie French.
And I'm Robinson Miles. Again, a big congratulations for making it to Friday. We've got some big stories for you, so let's just go ahead and jump right in. We're going to start with a 14 News update, we have a new tour of the progress. See, we got there.
Yep.
Being made to the new Warwick County Jail. Sheriff Mike Wilder gave a tour on the official Sheriff's Office Facebook page. And you can see there the rooms and halls are starting to take shape.
Yeah, he sort of made a TikTok about it. It was really cool, walking people through the progress of that building. Crews started on this new building back in April. Officials tell us that the facility will include rooms for new programs like getting a GED and church services for inmates. The sheriff says there is still plenty of work to be done, but they're on track to finish that in less than a year. Looks pretty good.
That is cool. I think it's one of those things that, in our line of work, we occasionally have to go in jails and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You don't get a sense of just how multifaceted they are.
I
mean,
know.
It makes sense if you think about it, but I think a lot of people don't take that time. Like, no, there's a lot of things that could go into a functioning jail.
Absolutely.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Now, we are getting further from the summer, closer to fall. We all know what that means. We are learning more and more, weirdly, a lot this week about the upcoming West Side Nut Club Fall Festival. Now, this year, they're hoping to make it a little bit easier to get on the rides. They're introducing Fun Tag. Now, this is a new digital ride ticketing system from North American Midway Entertainment. Officials say this means there will be no paper tickets.
Yeah, you will actually have to buy a Fun Tag card or one of those wristbands at a self-service kiosk, which is what you're seeing here. You will load ride credits or grab an unlimited ride wristband. Workers will then scan those before you board the ride. There is a lot more information if you want to learn more about this system right now on our website, 14news.com. But if you've ever been to like Disneyland, Disney World, and had those magic bands, very similar to that. I mean, also the card system, if you're not opting for the wristband one, the card system, it looks just like a debit card, and then they scan it with their phone, and then you get right on the ride. So it seems simple as long as everyone's like on the same page.
And there are so many reasons why this is clearly like a better system.
Yeah.
But the old man in me is
You
just
want a little
like,
paper
I like
ticket?
The little
Yeah,
stubs,
the little
and they're
stubs.
easy to lose, and there's so many drawbacks to that. This is definitely different and cool and fun. And I like an emerging technology, especially here in the tri-state.
Rob, it is 2025, so we must do away with the ticket stubs and move to fancy watches that you scan at the ride. So
See, there we go.
it is very cool.
And they won't lose them, and that's good for
Well,
everybody.
we hope so,
But
yeah.
one can hope. A little less picturesque, I guess. Prove me wrong. That's all I'm saying.
There we go.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Of course, we've got a whole lot coming up a little bit later today. 14 News at 4, 5, and 6. And then, of course, later tonight at 10.
All right, thanks for watching this afternoon. Have a